Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ember, and today we are continuing our One Piece journey once again with Volume 21. This one covers chapters 187 to 195. So this is the start of Sanji's fight with Bon Clay, all the way up through the end of Zoro's fight with Mr. One. I'll be honest, once again, not a lot to talk about with this one. This might be the shortest vlog yet, but there's still some interesting stuff to talk about. Again, mostly fights in this one. We got three different fights. We have Sanji versus Bon Clay. We have Nami versus Miss... I don't remember what her name is. I don't remember what the one lady's name is. That's unfortunate. Oh well. We have Nami's fight. And then we have Zoro's fight with Mr. One. It's gotta say her fucking name somewhere in here. Let me see. I can't believe I've completely forgotten what her fucking name is. Well, actually, no, I can believe it because they really don't. She's really not present that much up until now. Doublefinger, Miss Doublefinger. That's why I couldn't remember, because it doesn't fit with the fucking day name scheme. What the fuck is Doublefinger? Let me know in the comments if you know what the fuck this name means. I'm being a little curt today, I don't know why. But, anyway, so, I guess we'll just talk about the... Let's cover some story beats before we get into the general fights of all of this. Again, not a whole lot to talk about. I love Vivi's idea of destroying the palace to distract the rebels. Like, not only on the premise of it distracts the rebels and, like, stops the fighting, at least for a moment, so that she can talk, but also on the symbolic level of the people are more important than the symbol. Like, if we need to destroy a piece of history that's only symbolic of the kingdom of Alabasta in order to save its people, then that's what needs to be done. So I like that little bit. Also, I keep forgetting to bring this up in other vlogs, but I think it's very interesting that Crocodile refuses to address Vivi as Vivi. He only refers to her as Miss Wednesday, which was the name that she used when she was undercover in Baroque Works. So, a little psychological warfare going on there, just not showing her the respect that a princess deserves. She is just completely beneath him, and he just likes fucking with people. That's one of the cool things about Crocodile. And another thing I forgot to mention in a previous volume is when he sends a sandstorm directly towards Yuba just to fuck with Luffy. And he does that a whole lot here. Like, he says he's gonna send a cannonball that's gonna blow up the entire square in front of the palace, which will kill, like, thousands, probably tens of thousands of rebels and the royal army. So, just a real nasty dude who just doesn't give a fuck. He sees this emotional torment as a way to reach his ends, and so he has no problem using it. So, a bit of a terrifying villain there. Like, he's not doing it because he's like a hee-hee dastardly villain kind of guy. Like, it's pretty clear that he sees a method in this emotional torment that he uses. So, that's really interesting. Also, this Pluton thing. Obviously, for me, as someone somewhat familiar with anime and manga history, my mind immediately jumps to Pluto in Astro Boy, who is like this giant, basically city monster class robot who could destroy anything. Like, his sole purpose was to take out the 7 strongest robots in the world. And apparently Pluton in this is some kind of island destroying, like some kind of weapon that's capable of destroying entire islands, which is terrifying. So I don't know if that was a direct reference to Tezuka's Astro Boy, or if they both just decided to pull on Pluto, the god of death and destruction, which is another possibility, because that like Crocodile specifically references that in One Piece. So it could be that. It would be interesting if it is a reference to Astro Boy, though. That would be kind of a cool callback, because I've read the first omnibus of Astro Boy. I couldn't get past that though, because for the Dark Horse editions, like the compiled editions of Tezuka are like out of order, like in terms of release. So it just throws me off when I try to read them. But the Pluto arc was really solid. Solid enough for fucking Urasawa to write his own manga about it, which I also need to get back to. But we're not talking about Astro Boy, we're talking about One Piece. But that's about all I have to say in terms of the story and such. Fights were good. The fights were good. There were 3 big fights in this. Sanji versus Bon Clay. Just a big old punch 'em up, just hitting each other over and over and over again. Bon Clay figured out he can disguise himself as Nami in order to get Sanji to lower his guard, which, yeah, it's Sanji. I'll allow it. It's not as egregious as some of Sanji's other things, so it was a cool way to prolong the fight. And then the one moment where he figured out how he can trick Bon Clay into transforming back into himself, that was a neat little moment. But yeah, just generally some really strong choreography, just some great footwork and stuff from Sanji. And again, still some really strong comedic timing for stuff. But yeah, I like Bon Clay has definitely warmed up to me a little bit. Like, he's not super memorable to me, but he has livened up a bit since his first appearances and such. And the fight ends in a pretty, like, honorable, manly kind of way. Like, Sanji doesn't finish him off. He's just like, hey, that was a good fight. So that was nice. Maybe that means Bon Clay will show up on the good guys again at some point. Who knows? Maybe he will. That would be fun to see. Then we got Nami's fight with Miss Doublefinger, which was mostly played for laughs, but also was kind of serious. Nami tries out the new staff Usopp built for her and was mostly gags. But then Nami, being the navigator that she is and oceanographer, weather expert that she is, she figures out how to make the hot air and the cold air that the staff creates turn into different weather-related phenomenon that she can use as attacks. So that was pretty interesting. Very fitting for her as the navigator. I liked that. Really not a whole lot outside of that, other than Nami continuing to, like, try and bolster her own strength so that she doesn't have to rely on everyone else. Yeah, good fight. Ended very abruptly, but yeah, solid fight overall. And then probably my favorite fight of the 3 so far in this volume was Zoro versus Oh yeah, I forgot. We got some more devil fruit powers, because Mr. 1 can turn his body into different blades, and Miss Doublefinger can turn her body into spikes. So got some very offensive-minded attacks, or devil fruits in this. So decently cool, pretty cool devil fruit powers, especially Mr. 1. Just the way he's able to, like, he can turn literally any part of his body into a blade, but Oda doesn't do it in, like, the very stereotypical way where it's just blades all over, I am an evil monster kind of guy. Like, there's some like, he takes it a bit slow at first. Like, he turns his arms into blades, and he turns his hands into blades, he turns, like, his elbows into blades. Like, he takes it, Mr. 1 is a very, very much a combat expert. Like, he's a very strong opponent, and he knows just how to use the blades in the right way. Like, it was really interesting to see, like, the crook of his arm, or like his armpit, or like the crook of his leg turn into a blade. Like, it's not something you think about when you think of this kind of power. So definitely very, very clever use, a very restrained use of this power until the very end, when he finally goes all out, starts turning his arm into a fucking buzzsaw and shit. Zoro gets fucked up in this match. He gets laid out. But then he as the fight goes on, he starts to think a little slower, taking his surroundings a little more. I liked the little flashback to his old sensei teaching him about the blade that can cut anything and the blade that cuts nothing. So just sort of like a balance to his fighting style, that instead of just going 100% all attack all the time, he's teaching him how to maintain a balanced perspective on the fight, and that allows Zoro to fall into this kind of zen state where he can just feel the energy of the environment around him, and that leads him to eventually defeating Mr. One in this absolutely fucking amazing power stance spread right here. Just absolutely dominant. And that's just another notch in Zoro's belt as he gets stronger and stronger, making his way towards being the world's greatest swordsman. And I think that's about it. I guess I had a bit more to say than I thought I did. Don't know how long I've been talking. I never know how long I've been talking for these kind of things. But that's about it for now. Be sure to join me again tomorrow. We're nearing the end of Alabasta. I think we've only got two volumes and some change left. And then we'll finally move on to whatever comes after this. I think Skypiea comes after this. I've heard some very interesting things about Skypiea, so we'll see how that goes. But until then, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below about what you thought. My name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.